Hey folks, how you doing? How have you been? Laducium here, and I am playing a game called Kingdoms of Amalur. So this is just a quick look. I wanted to talk about this game because I've been playing it. I didn't feel like this warranted a series on my channel because I think stuff like this is probably boring to watch. I don't know. So to me, it would be boring to watch an RPG or an RPG-ish game like this. So instead, I wanted to do a quick let's look at of the game and talk about it because I have been playing it for quite a while. I've played about 20 hours of the game, and at this point I feel like I know enough about the game to talk about it intelligently and describe the things that I like about it, describe the things that I don't, in case you are thinking of picking this up yourself and playing it for a little while. So why did I pick up this game in the first place? Well, and I'll move on actually, I can't talk and play at the same time. It's way too intensive. Takes way too much brain juices. Why did I pick up this game in the first place? Well, because this game was made by 38 Studios. It was a company started by Kurt Schilling in Massachusetts here, and then later they moved to Rhode Island. And I say here because I live in Massachusetts, so, you know, it's one of those things, plus Kurt Schilling, Red Sox, all that great stuff. But anyways, he started this game because he was a big fan of WoW, and he liked playing World of Warcraft, and I think he wanted his own game company and kind of do this sort of thing. He sunk a lot of money into it, and then they went to Rhode Island, and then there were some loans, and I know there was a lawsuit, and eventually they released this game and went bankrupt, so that kind of sucks for them. But another thing that happened was the story, or at least part of the creative content, was done by R.A. Salvatore, another Massachusetts resident, and one of whom I can't phrase that correctly. I am a huge fan of R.A. Salvatore. I love the Forgotten Realms series. I love the whole Dris Do'Urden stories and all that stuff. So, Dark Elves and all that stuff. In fact, my character looks like a Dark Elf. Kind of, without actually calling them Dark Elves, because I think that's trademarked by Wizards of the Coast or something. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyways, they're not called Dark Elves in this game. But anyways, I like R.A. Salvatore's stuff, so that's one reason why I was looking forward to this. The other was the art style was done by Todd McFarlane of Image Comics and Spawn fame, and I like Todd McFarlane's stuff. Well, before that he worked for Marvel, and I liked his stuff for Marvel, his Spider-Man stuff. I liked Spawn. So, except for the Spawn movie, that was terrible. Spawn HBO show, check it out, from the 90s, wonderful. Anyway, so all those things made me want to check this game out, and this game is okay. It's not the best game I've ever played. I wouldn't all out recommend it, but I am having fun. It's a bit repetitive. So what is it like? Well, I haven't played Skyrim. I'll throw that out there. I know. I have it in my queue. It's sitting in my backlog, along with like 700 other games that I'm waiting to actually have time to play. But I have played Oblivion, and this reminds me a lot of Oblivion, except a little bit more 3D-ish. And I have played a crap ton of WoW, so this is probably going to result in a fight right here. I'm not quite sure if I want to fight these guys yet, because I kind of want to charge up my meter, and I can talk about the combat. I am doing a quest here. If we go take a look at our quests, this go to Idylla, whatever it's called, and talk to that guy. So there's a lot of quests in this game. If we can see here, I have 3 main quests, 2 faction quests, 20 side quests, 7 tasks, which are just fetch quests, basically. Go here, get X amount of item, sort of thing. And then I've completed 50 quests already, so lots and lots of quests, lots of story, lots of dialogue in this game, a lot of little hidden Easter egg sort of things, not Easter eggs, but just hidden lore and stuff. So this game is chock full of stuff. What's this? What's that? Earth Shrine. Let's go just check this out for a second here. See if anything pops up. No, nothing popped up. I kind of want to fight some stuff before going to fight those guys, because we do get a special ability in between, in the upper left hand corner, in between my health bar and my mana bar, the red bar and the blue bar. There's a purple bar, which is kind of a slow or stop time ability, and that lets me slow time for a little while and actually kick a lot of ass. So I'm afraid that if I go fight those guys right now, I won't have that, and this might be bad. But let's go try it. Screw it. I don't see anything that I can kill to gain some of that ability, so whatever. We'll just come here.
The city seems intact.
Oh, this is a friendly.
Still, the henge has already become disrupted. Anakatos has sealed us from the city.
So
It is only a matter of time before he finds a way to destroy Idilla. We must.
there's a lot going on here story-wise. I'm not going to try to explain it because, frankly, it's going to take too long, and I don't understand everything that's going on either. So we're going to skip through most of the story. So let's say, so these shrines can help us. Yes, yes, yes. Where's the Shrine of Earth? We know where it is. We just went there. So let's go to the Shrine of Earth. We'll probably end up finding stuff, and I'm okay with that. So, it's an RPG, is what this game is. It's a 3D RPG. And as I think I was saying, I played a lot of WoW, a lot of Warcraft when it first came out. Played from about 2004 to maybe 2006-ish. So this reminds me a lot of single-player World of Warcraft, basically, is how I would best describe this game. There's also this mechanic for picking locks. Basically, you just have to position the lockpick in a direction and hope it doesn't break. See, it starts shaking, so that's no good. It starts shaking there and broke, so I lost the lockpick. If we go here, there we go. That worked, and we get Fine Oak Scepter and a Cloudy Physical Shard. So you can actually get shards to imbue items with abilities or with stat ups. And let's inspect the shrine. Beckon, thou hast come. Good. Glad I have come. Now, what's going on? I
In
don't.
all the years these shrines have rested here. Very well.
Okay. I guess we have to go in here. So let's go in and I'll talk a little bit about the combat and the game. So yeah, single player WoW kind of reminds me of that. A little bit more action than WoW, a little bit more control of the action.
I doubt that anyone has walked these halls since they were first shaped. I do not know for sure. The earth is alight in this gloom as well. Very well.
So, if I hit my attack button, I'm also playing with the Xbox 360 controller. I should point that out. You can definitely play with the keyboard. I'm playing on the PC. If you play on the keyboard, you have 10 abilities you can bind here and cast them. With the Xbox 360 controller, as far as I can tell, I can only bind 4 abilities. If I hold down the right bumper button here, I have X, Y, B, and A that I can use to cast spells and stuff. I also have my regular attack button here that I can use. I have a charge up attack that if I hold down my regular attack button, this charges up and then do a kick-ass spinny move. Different weapons seem to have different abilities, but you only have so many weapons. So if we look at them, we have staves, staffs, we have chakrams here, which is what I'm using right now. I have scepters, which is just like a bow. It's a long distance weapon. Long swords, great swords. You can also get axes, daggers, fey blades, and that's about it. If we look at the longbow here, or long sword, the weapons look cool. I mean, they have glowing effects. They look awesome. So you get another glowing effect there. What's the frozen sword look like? Nice ice effect on it. I mean, it's cool. This one is a common weapon, so it doesn't have any effect. What about the scepter? Yep, ice damage, so glows a little bit of ice. What about these guys? Fire damage, physical damage, ice damage. Is that what I was using? I was using the storm scythe. So is that any better than this? I don't know. They're about the same. 75 damage, 25 physical, 25 ice, 22 physical, 22 lightning. I guess I'll go with this one. This one seems a little bit better. So yeah, weapons have nice glowing effects. If I want to use my scepter, so you can have a long range weapon and a short range weapon equipped, I hold down the white button, I can charge it up, and for some reason it pushes me back, or I could just waste a ton of mana and shoot it. It auto targets for me, so I don't have to worry about targeting enemies, and this is where we want to go. So you get NPCs to come help you. This is definitely a single player game, but it does remind me a lot of WoW. A little bit more in depth in terms of combat. That is also one of my complaints with the game, is the combat. So I just hit those spiders. We're getting attacked here. I can dodge. I used to be able to roll, but I got a slightly better dodge, I think. And I have a shield. And that's kind of pretty much it for the combat. And then I can cast spells if I hold down the right bumper. And then, for example, my ice spell there with B will launch a bunch of ice missiles at my enemy. So the combat, it's there. I just wish it was a bit tighter. If it could have been closer to, and this is a tough request, but if it could have been closer to Dark Souls, I would have loved that. Because the problem that I have with the combat is, one, if you get into an attack combo, you can't break out of it. And then the enemies can basically stun lock you if there's enough enemies surrounding you. You also can't shield up easily or roll away if they start stun locking you. And the animations, the combat animations take so long that it's like I'm sitting there hitting buttons but nothing's happening because it's still going through all the combat animations, and it just annoys me. I wish it was a little bit tighter. I wish the block was better. There is a block where if I can time it correctly, and I just shot that crew dock so it couldn't attack me. But maybe I can show you. Alright, if I let him attack me. There we go. Well, no, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Come on. Nope, nope. Alright, that's gonna kill me. So let's forget about that. And kill that guy and heal up. But basically you can use a block and you can kind of counteract or parry the enemies, but it's not very smooth. It's hard to do, it's hard to execute, and it's hard to actually get it to work. But if you hit block as they're charging you or as they attack you, you can kind of throw them off, but you only throw off the enemy that was attacking you, and they seem to, for the most part, always attack. Either you fight a boss and it's like one tough enemy, or you're fighting like 4 or 5 smaller enemies, and the smaller enemies just all gang up on you and they kind of stun lock you. It's kind of annoying. So that's one of my bigger complaints with the game. You usually get, and for some reason we don't have the NPC following us, but you can usually get an NPC to follow you, help you out for at least some of these areas, which is nice because they can distract some of the lesser enemies. Oh, you there. Alright, so here we go. Here's a good example of we're now fighting multiple things. You can cast, or you can use potions, so I'm going to actually use a regen potion right now to help out, because otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. Whoa, okay. See, I was hitting dodge there, but couldn't dodge in time. Shield's not going to help me that much right now. But maybe I can stun this guy and just mash my attack button here. See, you hit shield, but the attack animation's still going. And that's, I don't like it. I would love to be able to break out of the attack animation or the attack combo and be able to actually block an enemy in a timely manner as required. So the controls just don't feel that tight to me. And I'm not a game designer by any stretch of the imagination. Can't really explain how to fix it. I just know that I wish it was better. And Dark Souls is a great example of a game that has controls that I really, really like. Aside from that, the game is very big. It's got a lot of content. Ancient. I can't pronounce that. Lineage. Also, the auto-targeting. I don't know if I like the auto-targeting. I mean, it's not bad. It's just sometimes it misses. And if I could target myself, I feel like I wouldn't miss as much. Let's heal up, and I'll talk a little bit more. So, the game is huge. It's very large. If you take a look at the map here, we are actually in some section that's part of DLC, the Teeth of Narrows, but this is the non-DLC area where the main story lies. You can see I've explored in about 20 hours. I've gone to all of these areas. This is a gnome city there. We went there. The cities are pretty good. Tons of NPCs, tons of side quests. And yeah, I've managed to do all of this, but I still have this whole area to do. I haven't even explored all of this. Plus we have this kingdom here. this part here, which I think is more DLC, and then this Alabastra, which is, from what I can guess, is going to be the final part of the game, or the final area. So 20 hours, and I still have a ton of quests, a ton of side quests that I haven't done. I'm doing some of the DLC, but lots and lots of content, a lot of places to go, a lot of places to explore. I just picked up some herbs. That's another thing that this game has. It's got a crafting system in here. If we go to status skills, we can see I've been maxing out my blacksmithing skill. You have alchemy, lockpicking, which we saw earlier. I guess this would prevent me from losing picks as easily, and I can open up harder chests. Persuasion, so you can actually persuade NPCs. There seems to be kind of a morality system, but kind of not. And it's hard to tell. You do get different choices for how to talk to NPCs, but from what I've seen, it doesn't really affect how they react to you that much, or how other NPCs of similar factions treat you. So I don't know if that's really there. And there is a stealth mechanic that you can use. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. So if I was playing the rogue, I could actually use this to kind of sneak up on people. As far as class customization goes, it's not a set it and forget it kind of class where you only go down one path. You can actually customize your class to be a mixture of sorcerer, warrior, or rogue. And if you wanted to, you can mix them all up, so you could do a little bit of each. I've kind of gone down primarily the sorcerer path, and I've been focusing on picking up the sorcerer skills with some stuff in the warrior tree, such as extra HP that I picked up here because I figured it would help me do fighting, because as a sorcerer I was extremely squishy. I still am. I could summon minions, and maybe that's what I'll do. I've been avoiding picking up extra abilities because I've been playing with the controller. It's just more comfortable for me to play with the controller, and unfortunately it seems like I only have 4 abilities that I can bind at any one time. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Maybe if I pick up an extra ability, I can find out, and I could probably bind more stuff. Like maybe I can switch to additional abilities somehow. So there's a crafting system in the game. You can craft equipment, you can craft potions. If we go to inventory and we look at the consumables, tons and tons of different types of potions. You pick up herbs along the way. That really reminds me of WoW, because in WoW I played as a warlock that had alchemy, and I would run around the map picking up herbs and doing that quite a lot. And this is kind of more of the same, because as you run around the world, and even in the dungeons, you see herbs everywhere, and then I can't help it, and I'm always going to pick them up whether I really want to or not. It's just when I see loots, okay, they're gonna hit me with a spider web. I gotta mash A button to break out, and I'm gonna try to dash away and see if I can charge up my regular attack there and maybe kill these guys as they approach me. There we go, 1 dead. This seems to be working. This seems to handle the groups rather well, at least when it comes to these spiders, because they don't really shoot at me that much. And there we go, that one's dead. And now we can kill this last one with some ice and fire, and then we'll sing to it a little bit and then gather some loot. Maybe the loot doesn't seem to show up until after you kill all the enemies. So anyway, there might be more stuff out here if I actually go exploring, but I can't see. This is probably not the best dungeon or best thing to show you guys, because the other positive that I like about this game, and I want to show it off and talk about it, is that it is very pretty. So unfortunately, we're inside the dungeon. It's dark. It's hard to see. Now we have to get out. And are there more spiders? I can't tell because their eyes are still glowing in the dark, even though they're dead. So let's get out of here, and then I'll talk about the world. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I haven't been keeping track of how long this is. See, more herbs to gather. Can't help it. My OCD kicks off whenever I see crap like that, and I'm like, I gotta gather them all. I hate the stun lock, the fact that enemies can interrupt. Basically, if you're casting a spell or doing anything, they can interrupt you. I guess it would be a bit OP otherwise, but still. I am playing on hard difficulty. There's easy, or I guess it's called casual, normal, and hard. But anything lower than hard is way too easy. So you will, if you pick this up, you'll want to play this on hard difficulty, because otherwise it's going to be way, way too easy. So there we go. I have a healing spell I picked up rather than using formulas all the time, and my inventory's full. You do have a set amount of inventory space. What you don't have to worry about is weight management, so you don't have to worry about picking up a sword or something and having it be really heavy and then have to get rid of stuff. And I hate inventory management. I hate just doing it in games. One of the reasons why I don't like playing games like Borderlands or Diablo. I loved Diablo 2 back in the day, but since then, inventory management has kind of pissed me off too much, and anything I can do to avoid inventory management, I will do. So I won't pick up items if that means I have to actually go through my inventory and delete out other stuff or get rid of other items. I'm not quite sure what's happening. There we go. This is where I need to go. Come on. Whoa, okay. Are you attacking me? Oh, you are. You're not one of the friendly units. I can't tell which ones are friendly and which ones aren't. That's bad. Stop. They're going to try to stun lock me. No, see? Ugh. I threw up the shield, but not good enough. And then auto-targeting, switching targets for me. I don't like it.
Something feels strange, Beckett.
And this is one of my friendly NPCs.
My limbs never held more strength.
Okay.
You look more whole.
Alright, so we're doing good. We're helping out our friends. I'm not sure if I hit her or if somebody else hit her. No, the wolves hit her. Good. As long as I'm not the one responsible. I shouldn't be able to do friendly damage here. Let's kill this wolf. Let's kill that wolf. And hopefully we can get outside, because I really want to show the world of the game here, if I can. Come on. Yeah, so inventory management. I hate doing inventory management. I hate games that depend on just gathering loot and having to do inventory management, and so I don't play them. Anyway, the world. It's lovely. Let's take a quick look here if we run outside. It is huge. It is very well designed. I really like the art style. I really like everything about it. The thing that I don't like is the camera angle of the game, because it's so zoomed in to our main character, and the only thing I can do is zoom in further. This is, if I hit the D-pad with my controller, on my controller here, it just zooms in even closer to my character, and I can see less of the world. What I want to do is be able to see more of the world, or as much of it as possible, because it's so well designed. If you look up, there's such nice skylines and such nice vistas and the trees and the mountains here, but all you see most of the time is the ground. And that is a really bad design decision, in my opinion, because I would be showing off more of this as much as possible. So I'd be zooming out, I would be doing overlays and panning out and all kinds of crap if I were the designer here, rather than zooming in. Oh, come on. Alright. So let's do this real quick. Let's stop for a sec. What I'm going to do is go into the time stop mode that I had mentioned in the comment and just showed that off real quick. So this is what you can do, and I use this mostly for boss fights, but you can slow down time where everybody else moves much slower than you, and you do way more damage, and you can basically finish all of these people off. And then let's see if we can't kill this guy as well while my purple meter ticks down there. And then if I hit A, you do a finishing move and you can get extra XP as you do it. So let's see what happens here. You have to button mash for a sec. You get a quick time event, and it's X, and we only get 75 extra XP because I always screw that up. And then it kills whatever other enemies we had there. So we'll get some stuff from these guys, whatever we can pick up. There we go, good. And yeah, we're going to get out of here. I'm not going to continue on with the quest. One other thing I want to point out and show, there is a fast travel system here, which is good. You just go to the map and pick where you want to go. Makes life a lot easier. We can go to town, and what we can do is go to our house. So there is a housing system where you can get your own house, where you can store items, and this reminds me a lot of Oblivion, because I had several homes in Oblivion where I kept loot and had trainers, and there are trainers in this game as well where you can train skills. Let's go here. We have a chest where I've been keeping all of my weapons here, all of my purples, usual RPG stuff, purple, blue, green, white for rarity, yellow. So I can throw stuff in there. I can also go to the forge and disenchant stuff. In my house I have crafting tables and all that kind of stuff where I can make new items, and I have a bed where I can rest. There is a day-night cycle to the game, so you can actually play and it can get dark and then light again. But look at the world, it's so freaking beautiful, and they're not showing it off, and I'm pissed off about it. But anyways, other than that, so what's my takeaway on this game? I like it. It's fun. It's a distraction. You know, it's a bit repetitive, but then again, I found Oblivion repetitive, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy Skyrim and find it repetitive at the same time. So, you know, I can't use that. Let's just go through and disenchant everything. I know I can't use. I'm not going to try to figure out what I can use on camera, nor probably later either. I'm terrible with updating items and doing inventory management because it just bores the shit out of me. It's like what I do in my real life job, working with spreadsheets and tables and crap like that, and I don't want to do it when I'm playing games. I want to just fight stuff and learn new mechanics and things like that, hear an interesting story. I don't want to have to sit here and trying to figure out if weapon A is better than weapon B. Anyway, gotta pick up this plant. It's there. Gotta do it. It's glowing. That's how I've been conditioned. Anyways, I like the game. It's fun. It's a little bit repetitive, but visually it's great. I like the story. I'm waiting to find out more about what happens in the story, and I've been able to jump into it, play for 2 or 3 hours at a time, jump out, and with that, I would say I recommend it. But hopefully this video gives you a good idea as to what the game's all about and whether or not you want to play it. It is kind of a it's kind of a haphazard overview of the game. I hope this just presents an idea of what's going on in it, and I'm repeating myself, but I hope this gives you a good idea as to what's going on in it, and I hope with that you can take away whether or not you want to pick it up for yourselves. So I am going to put a break right here, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode and this video, and I hope this is useful. If it is, please show your support, leave a like, helps me out a bunch, hit subscribe if you're enjoying my channel, and as always, my name's Leducium. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you folks next time. Later!